Hi, welcome back to my views and news. Three news stories. First one is from Tigray, where protesters were severely beaten by police today. Now, videos are coming in, graphic videos. Police members can be seen uh, torturing protesters. Was the protest peaceful in Mekelle today? Who were the participants? Did anyone try to create a law and order situation in Mekelle? Why did police beat protesters in this cruel manner? People are raising questions. Diaspora to details for you. Journalists were beaten too. Secondly, Amhara region of Ethiopia, where regional president says that there is only occasional guerrilla fighting in some places, otherwise things are back to normal. But what we are seeing on the ground through sources is that still region is largely destabilized. We have details for you of fighting close to an Ethiopian military base in the Amhara region. For the last 2 days, Fano fighters have been trying to reach this base. Thirdly, viewers, William Ruto, Kenyan president, was all praise for Afwerki, Eritrean president. When the two were seen together today, Afwerki attended Africa Climate Summit, which was held in Nairobi, Kenya. PM Abiy did not attend the summit. Either he was not invited by William Ruto because Kenya and Africa Union organized the summit. So either PM Abiy was not invited or he decided against attending the summit. When Afwerki was introduced by William Ruto in Nairobi at a ceremony, he was all praise. Ruto was all praise for Afwerki. We have a clip for you. What did Ruto say about Afwerki? Firstly, viewers, Tigray, alarming developments. Tigrayan diaspora community, Tigrayan activists who have been fighting in their own domain. They've been fighting in social media in the last 2 years to support the struggle of the people of Tigray. Today we saw statements, messages from these diaspora members. They are disappointed, extremely disappointed with what happened in Makelle today. Though it wasn't surprising, it was very much expected. We have been reporting since Tuesday that Tigray government had decided to prohibit this opposition rally in Mekelle at Romanov Square. Since Tuesday, arrests have been ongoing. Top leadership of the four parties arrested. Salsavijane, Beton, Independence Party, Arena Party. Despite all these arrests, still dozens of opposition, political workers, journalists, demobilized TDF members, they managed to reach the place, the venue of protest in Makelle. And police was already waiting there. There was heavy deployment of police contingents at Romanov Square. The protesters who arrived there, they were peaceful. They were carrying banners, placards, and they did not say anything. They did not use force. They did not damage anything. They were just holding banners, nothing else. And what happened? Police then suddenly started thrashing these protesters. Journalists attacked. Former TDF members attacked. Political workers attacked, arrested. Now pictures are being shared. I cannot show you graphic pictures showing the torture which was committed by security forces today. Several participants have shared their pictures showing torture marks on their body as a result of the beating by police, Makelle police. A journalist, Zemias Sigab, was tortured too. His pictures with torture marks on his back are being shared. A former demobilized TDF member, Tedros Ballet's video is in circulation. He can be seen when he was attacked by police. He was peaceful. He was not saying anything. But police members were practicing karate on Tedros Ballet. He is former TDF member. He had the skill to respond. He did not. He was beaten. Several others beaten, harshly beaten and arrested. Now, this is what happened in Mekelle today. Meanwhile, this protest by opposition parties is being termed as a coup attempt by the government. Lieutenant General Fiseha Kidano is head of internal security, I think, of Tigray, and he has written a letter to all Tigray zonal and other military commanders, police commanders, that those who want to protest, they should be dealt with strictly. He said in this letter that this is an attempt to overthrow the government. That is why all regional, zonal, city commanders should take action. Peaceful protest is being termed as a coup attempt. This is what Tigray has become. Perhaps this is what Tigray was, but in the 2-year-long war, people started dreaming that they would have a democratic Tigray with equal opportunities, with equality, transparency. But I have seen posts from Tigrayan diaspora community. They are extremely disappointed. Yes, pro-TPLF people are trying to defend, but most of diaspora community members are opposing, condemning what happened in Mekelle today. TPLF today, I think, made a decision which is going to backfire in coming days, because 50,000 TDF members were demobilized a few days ago. These parties have workers too. TDF demobilized members were beaten too as well. What happened today will lead to anti-government sentiment, resentment against the government in Tigray. Opposition parties will become stronger, and you could see more protests in Tigray. Journalists will definitely cover these protests. No one can stop them, though they were beaten. But I would salute the journalists, those who protested today, those who, despite state repression, regional government repression, they raised their voices for the people of Tigray. We don't support TPLF, we don't support opposition parties, but people of Tigray have right to protest. This right must be respected. Tigray government cannot say that these protests are meant, the purpose is to overthrow the government. No, this is not correct. This position taken by Tigray government is basically, the purpose of taking this position is to crush political opposition in Tigray. Let's see how. I have been saying, by the viewers, that Tigrayan diaspora is a key player. Tigrayan diaspora now will have to speak for democracy, for democratic reforms in Tigray. It will have to question Tigray interim government. Otherwise, people of Tigray will keep on suffering. Ruling elite will keep on reaping the benefits of being in power. Secondly, viewers, Amhara region of Ethiopia, where Amhara president says everything is returning to normalcy. Erega Kabede spoke today, newly elected Amhara president. He replaced Chelkal Kefale a few days ago. Erega Kabede says that there is occasional guerrilla fighting in some places. Overall, region is peaceful. He said, yes, Amhara region has suffered heavy losses because of this new conflict, especially East and West Gojam. He is from Gojam. Heavy damage caused due to this conflict in both East and West Gojam. Overall, he tried to paint the picture of Amhara region as the region where there is now peace. Gradually, peace returning to the region. While regional president claims there is only guerrilla war, occasional guerrilla fighting in Amhara. I reported about Tigray this morning. ENDF took control of Tigray after 8 days of fighting. Was that guerrilla war? What is happening in Meravi? Meravi is not hundreds of kilometers away from Bahirdar, where regional president is based. Meravi is close to Bahirdar. There was fighting in Meravi yesterday. And close to Meravi there is China camp, which is Ethiopian military base. Fano fighters were trying to storm the military base. There was fighting in the outskirts of Meravi. And then last night, reportedly, Fano fighters and military clashed inside Meravi. Is it just guerrilla war? And what is happening in Vegaltana? Delanta, totally under the control of Fano fighters. Guerrilla war there. No matter how hard Amhara leaders try to cover up the facts, on the ground situation is that Amhara regional government, Ethiopian military are not in control of large territories of the Amhara region. Yes, there is guerrilla war too, but Fano is in control of large territories. And military is trying to take back these territories. And almost on daily basis, clashes, fighting in dozens of places. So, it will take months, if not years, for the region to be peaceful. And even that cannot be guaranteed. Only solution is talks, dialogue. Erega Kabede said that talks should be held, that dialogue is the way forward, but he did not propose any solution. He did not offer talks to Fano fighters. He did not appoint any members of a committee to talk to Fano fighters. So basically, it's lip service. That is what federal government just pays lip service to the idea of dialogue. Basically, federal government was to crush Fano fighters. Jula perhaps believed that his military can crush Fano fighters. Fano fighters are not respond dialogue as well. They don't want to talk as well. 2 days ago, we heard from a Gondar Fano commander. He said talks with the government, no possibility. He ruled out the option of dialogue. He said, we want to remove Abiy from 4 kilo. Thirdly, viewers, Afwerki warmly welcomed in Kenya, where he attended Africa Climate Summit hosted by African Union and Kenyan President William Ruto. He was specially invited by William Ruto. And when Ruto introduced Afwerki in Kenya, he said, we have a great revolutionary with us, a great leader. 2 words used for Afwerki from Ruto. Great revolutionary, great leader. Ruto is a democratically elected president. And he was all praise for a president who has been in power for around 3 decades. No election, no constitution. And Ruto is very comfortable with this Afwerki. He's all praise for Afwerki's leadership. When people criticize Western powers, they say that these Western powers back dictators in Africa. These Western powers are responsible for the backwardness, for lack of growth in Africa, because these Western powers install dictators in Africa. How do African leaders treat each other? You see, a democratically elected president is all praise for a leader in power for 3 decades without election, without parliament, without constitution. It means what matters is their personal chemistry or their bilateral relations. No regard for democracy, democratic values, etc. Take a listen to what William Ruto said about Afwerki. Thank you for watching.
Let me also introduce in our midst a great revolutionary, a great leader who knows Nairobi, Naivasha, Nakuru, Eldoret and Lamu and all the other places, President Isaias Afwerki.